everyone, welcome back to Grand Prix Atlantic City coverage. I'm Brian David Marshall. I'm joined by Marshall Sutcliffe, and we are about to watch Chris Finel with perhaps one of the best decks we've ever seen on camera in a draft pod.
Oh, this is an all-timer.
Against Eli Kaplan. Eli is someone I've known for a long time. He worked at Japanese coverage. He is not someone with a lot of experience at this level of play.
Well, then I wish him the best luck in the world because Chris Finel is going to destroy him.
Oh, but part one, there's a mountain.
A mountain, yeah.
So to me,
Eli 9-0 coming overnight, and he is facing a juggernaut here. Finel's deck is unreal.
Can Chris's deck, which has like double Crux of Fate and Deathbringer Regent and Dragon Lord's Prerogative and all that kind of, can
and
it
Youthful Scholar and Rakshasa Gravecaller.
No, there's a forest. That's not the formula.
Yeah, he's also got multiple Sultai emissaries. He's got removal. He's got it all, man.
By the way, kudos to Eli. Eli got that 9-0 the hard way.
Starting from zero.
Yeah, starting from zero.
Good for him. Wow, that's
look
great.
At this. I see a Rakshasa Gravecaller in his hand.
I know.
That's just insane.
Youthful Scholar.
Oh, come on.
I can keep going, dude. I can do this all day.
We were talking in the car about the exercise of building a constructed sealed deck where you get to sort of pick from 6 rares in the block and like a certain number of uncommons and commons, and like that's your pool, and you get to like construct a 40 card deck. And Chris Finel's deck is pretty close to what the ideal of that would look like.
I agree.
We do have deck lists, so I'm curious, like, is there anything you do when you have a deck like that differently in terms of building?
Absolutely, yeah. So you get a lot more conservative when you've got a deck with the average power level card that Chris Finel has. Basically, you don't want to take risk. You don't need to play these home run strikeout cards that are really good in certain scenarios and really not that good in other scenarios, because you just don't have that pressure on you. Right. All you have to do is hit lands and resolve spells. You'll also see players often...
Oh, he's got a Cobra,
dude,
too?
You're gonna... I need you to sit down, take a deep breath here, BDM, because it's gonna get better. His deck is off the charts. This is one of the best decks we've ever seen drafted on camera at any professional level event, at least since I've started. And it's been 3 years. Like,
it's gonna be hard to get this deck on Magic Online after this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a deck that led off the format.
All right, that's good fight here from Eli, who's played a morph and manifested with Formless Nurturing. He roasted the Ukit Cobra.
Okay.
So that's
a start.
Pretty much as good as it gets for a roast here. I mean, there's some dragons, but you know, that card is a difficult card to deal with. All right, in comes the Formless
Eli's going to
Nurturing
send in the 3/3 here.
Yep.
Finel, having taken 0 damage thus far, is fine.
Yeah, he's about to deploy the shambling army. Oh, maybe not. He might not have his...
he's not hitting his land drop
might
here,
not have
but
his 5th mana.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
He's got his Rakshasa Gravecaller in his hand.
He's also got a Dutiful Attendant in hand.
Yeah, this turn he can play Zephyr Scribe and a Rats as well. That morph goes unblocked. That is likely to be an Ojutai Interceptor that's face down.
Yeah. The Dutiful Attendants to play instead of, you said he had a Zephyr Scribe as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I saw in his hand. He's going to play both of those. This indicates that he probably doesn't have a Crux of Fate in his hand yet, even though he's got 2 in his deck. Oh,
that
Twin Bolt. That was nice.
What does Eli's deck look like?
Looking a lot better now that he fired off that Twin Bolt. Now, the Dutiful Attendant is doing its job here, though. It can jump in the way and get back the Typhoid Rats, which is really, or the Cobra, I should say, which is really tough for Elijah to get through multiple times.
Oh, there's a scary card in Eli's deck. He's got a Sirach Hunt Caller.
Does he really?
Yes, he does.
He's playing a Hungarian Yeti here as well. And Chris found a land. So now he gets to go Rakshasa Gravecaller, sack the Attendant, get back the Cobra.
Oh my God.
He could get back the Rats if he wanted as well, but the Cobra's really good against the Hungarian Yeti.
Yeah. I mean, it's good against everything.
It's good against everything.
Everything that doesn't fly.
Yeah. And of course the Rats doesn't help with that anyway. So Grave Titan.
Oh
Junior.
my gosh.
Welcome to the table.
What does he do here? We're gonna look at Eli Kaplan.
Looking sharp.
Yeah. He's been doing a video podcast for a while called Ancestral Recall about the history of the game.
Oh, cool. You said he did a little coverage back in the day
Yeah,
too?
he was teaching English in Japan, and he would help out, sort of day 2, do maybe a quarterfinal match, he would do some deck list stuff, very handy for helping talk to some of the Japanese players. We always refer to him as Cub reporter, Eli Kaplan.
I like that. Sultai Emissary here for Finel, just bolstering his defenses. He's not going anywhere. We get a chance to see what Kaplan's got under there. It was just a Whisper of the Wilds. That's interesting that he decided to turn it face up here. He's actually shrunk it considerably. It does give him access to more mana.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he needs to do here. He does
With
have
6
he
mana
does have
available.
multiple segmented Crotix.
Yeah, okay. I mean, perhaps a little impatient if that's the case. Like, he's going to hit that land at some point anyway. I don't know if I'd be in a hurry because his Whisper of the Wilds is now just a 1/3. It's a lot. He had a 3/3 golf.
Okay, here comes segmented Crotic.
I'm with you.
That's my read here.
Yeah.
Although he does have 7 mana already, so maybe he has like a Tretapon and a segmented Crotic, and that's what he needed. Like maybe he needs 9 land.
Yeah, it could be. He just played that land this turn. I don't know if he drew it or not. It could have been the plan. Uh-oh.
Woo!
The big block'em's coming in here. So Finel is going to block with essentially the team here. Only that Morph left behind. Now, I wonder if we're going to see something like a Team or Battle Rage here.
Or a Whisk Away from Finel. I don't know if he has one,
I
but
don't think he does. That is a segmented Crotic. You had the read there. So what's dying here?
I'm putting the Emissary last in the chain, right?
Well, it's interesting because he can kill the Gravecaller and the Emissary, but he can't kill the Gravecaller and anything else. Only 7 power for the Crotic, and the Gravecaller somehow has 6.
Here's a Team or
It is
Battle
a Team or Battle Rage. This is what Finel was playing around. This is a really bold play from Eli. As you said, Chris Finel could have a few different spells to really blow him out here, but he doesn't have it.
He
But
does
Finel-
not.
He doesn't have it, but Finel, this is why he didn't just throw like the Sultai Emissary in front of it. This is why he's throwing the whole team out there.
Right.
So this is going to run over. Let's see, that ends up being 14 power that he gets in. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he's going to be able to kill everything and even get in for a few points of damage and keep his Crotic
there you
around.
see Finel falls to 9.
It's really interesting, though, because it looks like such a huge blowout. And it was. I mean, that was a great play there for Kaplan. That's really funny. Did you see that?
What's that?
So Finel was just on the full bluffs there. He had the Zephyr Scribe in hand and 3 mana and just didn't play it. Eli showing no respect for the 3 open mana and just jams in there. And it worked. He got to clear away his whole board, basically. That's pretty sick play from
the Cobra
Eli.
comes back.
Yeah. Frontier Mastodon.
Right, I saw those flying around the table. Like Eli could have picked those up 7th, 8th, 9th in the draft. They're
About where they should
yeah.
go.
Oh, Eli's like, okay, I'll just keep attacking. Let's see. Doesn't have a lot of combat tricks that I'm seeing here. He does have 2 Teamer Battle Rages in his deck, though.
That's the kind of card that Finel does not want to see. He actually hate drafted one.
No.
Yeah, you know, it's really that. You know, I was talking about it during the draft portion. That's Teamer Battle Rage is the exact kind of card that can steal a win.
Yeah,
right?
wow.
It's the one that can get in there and just steal a win from even a better draw from Finel's side of the board here.
Well, how much can he put in front of the segmented Crotek here?
Yeah, I mean, he does have to respect the chance that there's a second Teamer Battle Rage. The fact that he took one, it does make it less likely. Remember, there's only one pack where you can pick up those. And, you know, they are a good card for most red decks. So putting Elijah on the second is not super likely here. But he's got to respect it. So he's going to have to maneuver. He'd love to just get that Cobra traded off for the segmented Crotek. But there's a value proposition here as well, because he can put the Cobra in front of like the Hungarian Yeti and eat it for free and chump block the Crotek, or even take some damage here. So this is going to be an interesting block here for Finel as he has to maneuver. It's really those 2 big creatures that he's got to worry about. The fact that the Whisper of the Wilds is coming in as well is a little bit telling that Eli's got something here, because it's going to get blocked no matter what.
Cobra gets in the way of the...
Yeah, so this is what we were just mentioning here, is that Finel's actually going to try to go for the trade here on the Crotek, even though he could block the Yeti. Oh,
he does have the second
have
Battle
another
Rage.
one. Has Finel fully played around it here?
No, he's dead.
He is
That's 14 going over 5.
Unbelievable. What a draw from Eli Kaplan. And he hate drafted one. Yeah, I said that a minute ago. This is just insane. Look, Eli's asking him the questions. You don't want to poke the Finel at this point. All right.
Wow.
So Chris Finel with an unbelievable deck. Now, it is kind of funny to say, because he drew lands and spells that game, but that was not a great draw from Finel. Like he didn't see.
No.
I mean, he did get to play a Gravecaller.
Yeah.
But that was a sweet draw from Eli.
That was a pretty good draw for
It wasn't.
Finel.
He didn't see
for
either
his
Crux.
deck,
He didn't see his bombs. Like,
But if you were playing a blue-black deck, like, you don't get to look at it.
I'm saying
just drawing
relative
the
to the
cards
rest
off.
of his deck, it actually wasn't even his like nut draw yet.
I agree.
And he got a
He didn't
Gravecaller
draw
for value.
he drew. I guess he had Deathbringer Region in his hand at the end of the game.
Did he?
Yeah, it looked like he did, but he didn't
miss
have the
one
mana
land
for it.
drop.
Yeah.
But a sweet draw from Eli, and Eli recognizing that this game wasn't going to go well for him going long, and he just started jamming in there, and it got there. 2 Teamer Battle Rage. It was sweet.
Meanwhile, Alexander Hayne just ran a Gudel Lurker out there on turn 1.
Get the clock going, huh?
And 20 turns later. Looks like Bradley Robinson is discarding here. Yeah.
Yes, I think you're right, BDM. That's
No
sad.
third land. It's always tricky. You have that hand. You have like red 3 drops. You have 2 drops in black, but 5 black cards, and no, do you keep?
I think he discarded a Acid Spear Dragon or something that he just doesn't plan on being able to cast for a really long time. Okay, but we have multiple people missing land drops here. Is that a swamp? Ugh, black card. Worst case scenario. I think he's got an Ancestral Vengeance in his hand, which it might be time to pitch. Finding double.
Yeah. No, I would
gonna be
absolutely.
tough. But
pitch
that said, he's staring at that stupid Gudul Lurker. He's going to have to kill that at some point, and he's going to keep that in mind too. Sprinting Warbrute would be a reasonable pitch here.
Yeah, that's also
too.
a ways away.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of the few things he can actually do with his mana at some point, but it's just not what he wants to do.
Okay, I think he came to the same conclusion you did.
Yeah, I like pitching the Warbrute here.
He also has like a Tarka Freet in his hand.
But you can play that.
Yeah, I'm saying that. That's
to take care of the Lurker?
He might drop to 10 over the course of getting it set up, but he might be able to stabilize with that card.
Totally. I mean, the Tarka Freet versus the board he's facing is fantastic. It kills the Lurker, and it can trade for the Beastbreaker even if it gets pumped. Yeah. In the meantime, Alexander Haynes doing his best job to make this point moot, although he's not doing a very good job of it. There's the Ifrit.
There's the Ifrit.
This is interesting. Now, Bradley's kind of rooting for Alex to draw a land, because if he does, he'll probably use up his mana for the turn and ensure that Beastbreaker is going to be able to kill the Gudul Lurker. If Alex has a pump spell or something like that, it could get a little different. Oh my god.
No.
Teamer Rune Mark's actually not that bad here for Bradley Robinson, though. It's going to give that guy trample and +2/+2, but he doesn't really care. He's going to take some damage here, but he's going to get to flip up the Efreet here, take out the Lurker, and trade for the Beast Breaker while still having some life left over. And if he can be the one to start hitting land drops before Alex does, he could run away with this.
It looks like Bradley just drew a green card.
What?
Wow, it's it's Dragon Lord Tarka, it looked like.
Yeah, he's not short on action. There's no doubt about that. And he just passes the turn back.
I mean, you know, Alex, he knows this is a Tarka Efreet, right? Like you can smell an Tarka Efreet a mile away.
It's the card that Alex doesn't want it to be.
Yeah.
So that makes it stand out.
It's got the Beetlejuice ability, like.
All right, well, he's just going to jam here, but Bradley just took it?
Yeah. Didn't want to get blown out by a combat trick. Maybe he's seen a bunch of Tretapons. And
then he should have just main phased it.
But he was going to take that damage anyway with the trampling. Like he's going to take that damage again.
He would
next
take
turn.
2 less? Wait, we must have misseen what that card was then.
I thought it was a Tarka Efreet, but.
Was it not an Atarka? Maybe it wasn't. It must have been something else because he would have flipped that up last turn. There's just stone zero reason not to flip up that card. So I don't know what that morph is. It looked like he was hoping to draw another card.
Yeah.
That he could double block with or something like that.
Sure.
You know, because he's just in regular morph mode. Alex is trying to end the game here. I want to. Well, let's see what happens here.
Okay.
I think this game's going to be over in just a minute. We'll jump back over to Chris Finel right after that. Taigam strike. Kane's just all in here. This is lethal.
Yeah. It was a Tarka Efreet.
I don't. He must have thought that it flipped for a different price.
Maybe he didn't maybe didn't realize it was trample. I don't know. But anyway, we're back here in the feature table. Chris Finel versus Eli Kaplan.
Eli stealing a game with double.
Stole it. What?
Just snatched it away from Chris Finel with double teamer battle rage. That's a lot of information for Finel.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Get a little value
Sidisi
going.
Faithful is going to bounce the morph. He sacrifices Sultai Emissary. Gets a manifest.
Harry Bowmasters. Yeah, get that thing out of there.
Pretty sweet. Looks like Finel may have been down a card here in this game. I'm not.
It does look like it.
Yeah, it looks like he started on 6.
Your spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah. That hand did not look swollen enough.
Yeah.
So, no.
Finel will assume that that's the Bowmasters again,
and he'll be
until
correct.
proven otherwise. Finel with plenty of lands here.
Plays a morph. And passes. Okay.
Bathe.
All right.
But does Eli have a land? He does. So this actually gives him an interesting decision point where he can attack with the Bowmasters if he wants and threaten to flip it up.
Yeah.
Seems pretty clean to me.
Finel can't kill it in combat here.
Cannot kill it in combat.
Not without a coat
No.
and venom. And I can't imagine a card like Coat
Chris
and Venom
can
making.
force Eli, not force, but strongly encourage Eli to flip it up by blocking with his Sidisi's Faithful if he wants. Or Eli can fire off a Bathe here if he wants to take care of a morph. What is that?
Plays an Airy Bowmasters.
No,
not Airy,
Bowmasters,
I'm sorry.
Artillerist,
Yeah.
Now he's kind of forced to use his Bathe and Dragonfire on the morph here, unless he has an instant speed play that he'd rather save for the other turn. But just in the interest of using up his mana, he's going to kind of have to fire it off here. He does have 4 mana available now, though. Now he's just going to Bathe.
He does Bathe the
He
morph.
overtapped a little.
Probably a. Oh, is that a Beltol Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Eli, his Whisper of the Wilds actually is active now thanks to the Artillerist,
Oh,
so
yeah.
he didn't have to tap that much, but it doesn't matter. There's no 1 green mana spell that he's going to play anyway. Now it looks like looks like we got the name wrong somehow. Okay, it's not Frank Scarin, and it wasn't Frank Karsten either. This is Chris Finel. We might need to ship some coffee over to the feature match area.
Okay, so Bowmaster's
So Bowmaster's, yeah, but this is going to force Eli to do this. It's basically going to take his entire turn away here. And interestingly, no attack with the Artillerist there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
I mean, you'd be pretty happy to just trade the Artillerist for...
I mean, he's going to assume that the Manifest isn't a real thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, this is... Finel is flooding. He's flooding pretty hard here. Now, he has Dragon Lord's Prerogative, so he's going to get to reload here. At 21 life, he should be in good shape. But he's got another pair of lands in his hand here. He's definitely due to draw some spells.
All right.
And this is going to be Manifest is going to trade with... you know what, let's get some information first, I think Chris is thinking.
I think this could be a Marshall from his...
That
Oh, no, that's 7 to untap.
7.
Yeah.
Doesn't have it. It was a
Oh, he was just thinking about the...
firing off the prerogative. I know, but he wanted to actually just make Eli respect the fact that he could flip up the card. He's got another Artillerist, though. But this is huge. Whatever he finds with this is what's going to dictate the game. He finds
2,
Marshulk Island. Zephyr Scribe and an Eye. So it actually still wasn't that great for him, though. The Marshulk's going to help out a lot. And there's a Youthful Scholar.
Oh,
so
boy.
things are flowing now for Finel. The Youthful Scholar against the Einok Artillerist is
Would you like to make a trade?
bad spot to be in.
Interesting to see. You don't always see the Artillerists get in there, but with double battle rage, they're pretty
great.
sweet.
They're
I mean, they're
great
fine.
with double,
They're fine.
Great with double battle rage.
Without
you mean
double
without?
I'm saying they're fine. They trade up. They're you know.
All right, so we're going to see Scholar and Marshulk here, I think, from Chris Finel, and this is a great turn for him. You know, flooding out is really annoying when it's happening, but when you get to draw 4 cards, it lets you deploy everything. Yeah, you just get to start deploying everything. Now, this could be an interesting turn for Eli, though, because those Temur Battle Rages, the coast is clear now. So if he has any of them in his hand, he can use it to run over something. You know, Chris is not going to want to block with his Marshulk yet. If he can avoid it, because he'd love to have the full 5/7 on board, because that thing eats up a Battle Rage and a creature sometimes too. It's roast.
Yeah.
Roast the Marshulk. How rude.
And in.
This is an easy block here, and here comes Temur Battle Rage. This isn't going to be the game or anything.
No. Though. He takes 6 there. He takes 4 there.
So 10.
Yeah, falls to 7.
So he does fall to 7, but he gets 2 more cards out of the deal, and he's going to untap and have 8 mana available after he plays his land. So, you know, he's just got to dodge a little more. Another card that Finel's going to be very aware of is Sarkhan's Rage. That's Crux
there
of Fate.
It is.
There's Crux. One of 2
He's
Cruxes.
got mana to go Crux of Fate and play a Marshulk.
Yeah. AKA living the dream here.
Wow.
And Finel says, this is how I drew it up. This is a little better.
Look, if you're going to draft a deck this good, you got to sweat.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's getting the biggest sweat that he's going to get from Eli here in the first round.
Stampeding Elkhurst.
This is what Finel did not want to see. Is a deck with a bunch of Battle Rages and maybe Sarkhan's Rage and stuff.
I feel like Dash is also a little bit of a pain for him.
He's got so much ground stuff though. Like, I don't think he cares. It's just the sneaky ways to get damage. It's the you know, you took 10 when you thought you were going to take 3 or 4.
Okay.
Marshulk Smash.
He's just gonna. Did he block?
I don't believe so.
No.
He's got Encase in Ice.
Oh man. Just in case.
He could just do it now.
What are you worried about in terms of doing it now?
You know, there's the display of dominance or just some stupid, you know, something that you're just like, ugh. But yeah, before you attack, how about we freeze up the old Elkhurst here? Yeah, and again, you know, Finel, by virtue of the fact that he's drawn so many lands this game, I mean, look at these turns.
Yeah.
Flip up Marshall and playing Case and Ice, like, not bad. He also got a 3-for-1 off of Crux. He's still drawing a lot of lands, I will say.
You know, we've talked about this being maybe a 17 land format, and he is playing 18 lands.
Yeah, because you want to make sure he hits such a.
Yep. Nope. Nope.
Finel with the friendly reminder there.
Finel keeps his his Marshall back now, with a Frontier Mastodon in play.
And that's a nice draw there for Finel. He's found a Typhoid Rats. Could consider going for an attack with the Hulk here. He's going to be a little more conservative. I like that here. He's got a lot of plays down the line that are going to get him ahead, and it's starting to become clear that Eli does not have a lot going on. And there's an ultimate price for Finel. Now we're going to see an attack for sure because he's got the double insurance plan. So now he's in the best position you can be in as a control player. If Eli attacks, he can block and force Eli to do something, and then he can use ultimate price to kill the Frontier Mastodon in response.
When you get to turn their combat tricks into 2-for-1s for you.
This.
Yep,
Watch this.
There you go.
This is, justice, value, all of it. This is exactly how Chris Finel drew it up. That, my friends, is what we call a 2-for-1, and that's how you win a game of Magic.
Do you ever consider just like eating the rat there, just taking the 1-for-1 as Eli?
Well, he committed. Like once he attacked, it was too late.
Yeah.
Because the Teamer Battle Rage gets so much worse without a creature on the battlefield, especially a 4-power one. So he just has to go for it. Eli's seen enough. And there's a Monastery Lore Master that Finel could cast, flip up, get back ultimate price, and cast it.
or get back Crux of Fate if things turn
really ugly. I mean, he could do all of those with the mana that he had.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Face down, face up, ultimate price.
Oh, God.
Right. So, Finel, even though he drew a lot of lands that game.
And that's on a mulligan to 6.
Mm-hmm. Still, Eli's deck is scary. It is. The double Teamer Battle Rage, like I said, it's just the thing that Finel's like, oh, don't do that.
Oh, I see what the, we had that Frank Scarin, there's a Frank Scarin in the background. So Bradley Bronstein was actually Frank Scarin. Oh, no, this is a totally different match?
No, they brought him in.
Oh, okay.
They brought him in from the other
match cleared out and they brought them in. I got you.
So they brought them in and we were just getting the graphic ready.
Oh,
but he must have typed it in the wrong thing. Okay. And he also thought it was Frank Karsten. The first time that Frank Scarin and Frank Karsten have been mixed up.
Champion of Irration getting some...
Hey, when the coast is clear, that card looks a lot better. Tends to trade down a little too often, but when you can clear it away, Frank Scarin...
It's not that often that it gets to eat a Misfire Adept. Yeah, I didn't think we'd see Frank Scarin sort of not flip his Atarka free. You know, this is a guy who's won multiple limited GPs. Okay, and he's just going to 5-mana removal spell with the Silumgar Butcher there to kill the Champion of Irration.
That's a safer play. It plays around combat tricks. He could leave the 3/3 back. Ooh, secure the waste for 2?
Yeah.
That's aggressive. Frank's hit a full 15. Any creature on the ground basically blanks those 2 warriors, leaving just the rock. So this is a assertive play here from Joshua. Maybe he's got great Teacher's Decree or something.
Oh, wow.
You know, because that's the kind of thing that you would look for when your opponent makes a play like that.
Yep.
A super aggressive. Because he could wait a turn and he could have gotten 5 warriors, which does, you know, it eclipses the damage that the 2 warriors will do very quickly, and it plays around Frank having like a morph.
Right.
Because if Frank goes morph here, those warriors have to stay back. It looks like he doesn't have anything. Maybe he's got like a contradict. That would be another type of play I could see here where you want to protect your board for a few turn cycles and get in more damage. Otherwise, I think I like waiting on the secure the waste for another turn. And there we go. So now the warriors are... they're at home. Frank's also got a Palace Familiar. He's not going to play it though, so he's holding mana up for something.
Maybe a Whisk Away.
Whisk Away would make sense, but you know, Joshua does not care. Oh, and you know what? He's just suiciding in one of his warriors. Wow. Josh is like reckless. That is super aggro.
Let's see. He's got a card in hand.
I couldn't quite see it. He's got a plains and something, a white card.
Yeah.
Man.
Here's a Palace Familiar. Two planes now and mystery card. Oh, here it comes.
Strong arm monk.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that is not doing much here. Yeah.
More argument for the 5-mana.
Yeah, Josh is just, he's being so aggressive. It feels like Josh is playing the game as if Frank was at like 5 or 3 or something,
right.
But he's not. You know, he was at 12, and
right.
He's got a little life total to play with.
All right, we're going to go back to our. I think we're going to go back to our Chris Finel match. Yeah, there we go. They're underway.
All right, I want to see what happens with this one.
Turn 2 Inox Survivalist from Eli Kaplan.
And it met its maker here. Sultai Emissary is just like, no. That's so brutal.
It
if
looks
you're
like
Eli.
no third. Oh, there's a third land for Eli. I can only imagine this will be an Inox Artillerist.
Could be. Although that's just horrible here too. These 1 toughness creatures against the pair of, he's got 2. Finel has 2 Sultai Emissaries in his deck, are just brutal to work through. Basically, he gets to start trading them for some damage and. All right, Bathe, a Marsh Hulk, the MVP.
Says go. Oh boy.
Yep.
Chris has got everything in his hand this game.
Yeah. That was a Deathbringer region off the top, so if this game goes long, he's got that locked up.
He's also holding a Crux of Fate. He's also holding a Rakshasa Gravecaller.
You know,
yes, this is not a and a Dutiful Attendant.
Just for value.
Yeah. How do you like Dutiful Attendant?
I think it's totally fine.
In this deck, especially.
It's
yeah.
fine. Yeah, it's fine.
All right,
like, look.
So, mana issues.
I mean, how do I like Dutiful Attendant?
Yeah.
I like it quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's playing 2 1s and 4 1s.
Oh yeah. Here it's just ridiculous.
I mean, look at this board. Like, this is just so raw for Eli. And look what's happening. Because Finel gets a curve into Gravecaller here, and he knows that Eli doesn't want to block anything. It's all just value, and now he's going to sack we'll sack whatever he wants here, get value.
Yeah, sacks the Emissary.
So he just put 9 power on the battlefield with that play. You know, he added 8 power.
Yeah, netted 8 power.
Nice control deck, Finel. Yeah, we call that turn in the corner.
4th.
And you know what? Eli just does not have ways
to
play out. Like, he has to try to sneak in like double Temur Battle Rage on 2 creatures. You know, that's the type of way that he can win this game by killing Finel out of nowhere, and that's really difficult. And it's also not something that Finel is going to allow.
Finel
that's aggressive.
With a morph.
That is not a morph.
Oh, that's the manifest.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you're right.
So he's just running it like, hey, I could have anything under here. I dare you to put my Mastodon in front. And he does. He takes him up, and it's a Rats. So just a trade. You know, not that bad for Eli. But that was not a bluff.
Now look at the 3 cards in his hand.
Yeah.
Dragonlord's Prerogative, Crux of Fate, Deathbringer Regent.
Doesn't have second blue mana yet.
He can only cast 1 of them at the moment.
And he's certainly not advantaged if he does. An island off the top would be good. Monastery Lore Master is okay too. That's what that was, right?
I believe so. Oh, look at this. Just sending everybody in.
Yeah, now Eli doesn't have blocks anymore. Though something's happening. He just
broke
a fetch.
Yeah, broke a fetch land.
What could this be? Twin Bolt? That wouldn't do a whole lot here. 2 Twin Bolts? That wouldn't do a whole lot here either. See what he's got. Oh, that's a nice one.
A Hungry Yeti.
I like this.
He double blocks the Gravecaller.
It's Ojutai Interceptor there in hand for Finel.
Okay.
That's what he drew for the turn.
He can kill, basically just kill a survivalist here.
Yeah, I mean, if this happens, it's quite good for Eli. He's trading his survivalist, which is really not doing any work here, for the 3/6 Rakshasa Gravecaller, which is a great trade. It's risky. Finel left 5 mana available here, and Eli, he doesn't care. He has no fear magic here. And it works, but in the meantime, we have to recognize, too, that Finel's getting in for a full 5 damage here.
And now he's going to play
the Interceptor, which is going to set up a 2-turn clock starting next turn here. And a nice little avenue to victory for him. Segmented Krotik for Eli.
Yeah, and you know, even with double battle range, he could only get in for 16 here.
Okay,
assuming no blocks.
Not enough. You know, and it's interesting too, because I mean, how sad can Finel really be about losing his Gravecaller when he has Dutiful Attendant on the board? You know, it's just like.
All right, Eli says roar.
And Finel's going to run the numbers here, and with 5 mana,
he blocks with the Ojai Interceptor.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
make him have it.
But he does have it.
Yeah. So he's going to get in for 10 here.
Yeah. Tramples over for 6. There's a Whisperer of the Wilds. Which can sort of let a Dutiful Attendant bounce off of it.
Right. But I mean, if they're racing here, this does get kind of interesting. Because he can get in for half of his life here with an attack with the 2 zombies.
And then he has a Cobra. He's
got a new Kud Cobra as well. But Finel does have to respect the fact that Eli could have another Teamer Battle Rage here. So he's going to play the Cobra and attack with 1 zombie.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, nice.
It's cute. I like it.
Just eases up on the gas pedal.
Not in a super hurry here.
Is that Vengemaw?
Ventmaw, yeah.
Ventmaw?
It's a Savage Ventmaw. Savage Ventmaw, you know, doesn't look too bad here. It's still huge, but how about we just destroy all dragons?
You never see that happen.
No, that doesn't happen very often. So, Ventmaw down.
Just 5 mana, annihilate your dragon.
And Kud Cobra has a clean line of attack here.
Okay. And Eli takes it. Passes the turn back.
Still no second blue here for Finel.
Oh, reducing stature on the Yeti.
And it's rumble mode.
Yeah.
Finel's going to have to run the numbers here, but it does look like he can just crunch. I think the other zombie can come in. Let's see that he has him taking 8. Yeah, it is one of those things where 2-card combos can kill him from this position. There's quite a few of them. Eli's going to get his value from his Hungarian Yeti while he still can.
Yeah.
Chump block.
And that's the game. Chris Finel 10-0. It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't, and you saw what looked like a very much a sigh of relief there from Finel, and it was because again, this is the deck he didn't want to play. This is it. He doesn't have flattens. He doesn't have a reach of shadows. Right. Like he has the big picture stuff covered.
Chris Finel shows him the 2 Cross of Fates, and Eli's like, "Oh wow, I feel pretty good about my 1 win now."
That table judge was like, "I want to see."
Okay, so coming back to Frank Scarin versus Joshua Hakeem. We see a defeat take down what looked like a morph. Ugin's Construct getting in there.
By the way, Josh won that game.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it was looking good for him. He was kind of out of gas. Strong Arm Monk must have found some help and really gone to town.
How do you like Strong Arm Monk?
Medium at best. I thought it would be better. I looked at it and I thought, oh, wow. And then I played with it and it just never really comes together.
Very powerful effect.
Yeah.
just very difficult to implement.
Yeah, perfectly said. Yeah, that's how I found it too.
Okay, cloud form triggers the misfire adept. Flies over for 4.
And it looks like Frank has just taken the race right to Josh. Josh was certainly the aggressor.
Yeah, I see 2 drop, 3 drop.
And in the last game.
Yeah. Gotta worry about that.
But not this game.
Gotta worry about that secure the waste we had seen.
Is that a short crasher elemental in hand for Josh?
Sure
It
looks
is.
like it.
I get enough of that, man.
I know you do.
It's like,
Range is mad is thinking about morphing versus gets in for 2. Scarin falls to 14. Okay, just plays the short crash.
that one's a mythic rare. Even a limited master like Frank Scarin's going to have to go, wait, what was this one do again?
It's got a lot of text.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on. I don't think it's going to be enough here, though, because Frank is... Wow, he's got Josh down to 6?
Yeah.
So this is like any non-creature
And any
spell?
spell. Yeah. Non-creature spell, exactly.
And also we could just... That manifest could just be something huge. You could just go like land, make a dragon hit you or whatever.
The rock did stay back to block. Possibly in chump mode.
Chump mode, it looks like, yeah.
Is that a Gravecaller in Frank's hand?
Yep. This deck
These
looks
guys
sweet,
are so
too.
lucky.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, and you'd think like Chris Finel's so lucky he opened a Gravecaller. No, he got past it.
That is pretty lucky. Okay.
All right, so Frank just attacked with both. That's going to prompt the Short Crasher Elemental to get it activated here.
Yeah. So did he just pumped toughness?
Yeah, so Frank was basically offering a trade. And Josh said, well, I'll just bounce here for now.
Yeah.
And both, in fact, did.
Yep. Now Frank has to decide what he wants to do. I think he's going to play the Gravecaller. No? He's going to
got
go
Crux
Crux
too?
of Fate. What the heck is going on here?
They tested together. They bought the same thing.
Is this constructed all of a sudden?
You know, Frank Scarin, considered one of the better limited players. Chris Finel, considered one of the better limited players. The lesson we could draw here,
Move to Florida?
move to Florida and play Scarin's from New Jersey.
Oh, Scarin's from New Jersey.
Yeah,
That's right.
no,
I
the lesson
forgot.
here is
Sorry.
Crux of Fate.
Crux of Fate, right. Open that. I'm sure Ben Stark has one,
Crux
too.
of Fate is good. Yeah, so follows up his Crux with 2 creatures. Josh is down to 1 card in hand.
So this is like a local GP for Scarin?
Yeah. 2
Got to
cards.
defend the home turf here.
Yeah. I'm sorry, he's actually from Long Island.
He's from Long Island?
Yeah.
I'm from the West Coast. There's not a
Yeah,
big difference
yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
People from Jersey and Long Island, I'm sure, have something to say about it. But for me, you're fine.
There's the Gravecaller. During victory, took out the Marsh Hulk.
Baby
Yeah.
Grave Titan has
Yeah.
arrived. Uh-oh, looks like a few too many lands here for Josh. GG. No, secure the waste.
What?
Well, let's see, what does that do here?
So he can.
He makes 6, he can go double block, chump block, have 1 left over, and clear out both of the zombies, giving himself a chance to
He
draw an
can
answer
also
for-
go to 1 and not chump block.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a big difference there. I suppose either way.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, he's just gonna look to block.
Oh, it
block.
was actually 7. He actually gets to keep 2 left over.
Wow. But Frank's not done. He's got a morph.
All right, well, this is a big draw step for Josh, and he whiffs, so he's going to have to go probably double block. This is going to be an interceptor or something.
Oh no, it's an acid spear dragon.
Whatever, yeah. This is going to be death.
That's just death in the air.
Sick block, play
Yeah.
a land, that's not legal, and that's going to be the game.
Frank Scarin goes to 9-1.